What's up, everybody? It's Lameka here with It's Just My 2 Cents. In this video, I thought I would share a little bit of my journey of being an entrepreneur and the lessons that I have learned along the way. I know many of you are interested in starting your own business and, getting your entrepreneurial journey started. So I thought I'll share 10 lessons that I've learned. I've learned a lot, but I thought I would share 10 lessons that I've learned along the way of being a multi-passionate entrepreneur. All right, so lesson number 1 is failure. There are many things that I have tried, businesses that I have tried, and different techniques in those businesses that I have tried, and they didn't work out the way I thought they would. But I took it as a lesson learned, and I tucked it away in my memory to say, okay, the next time that I do this, these are the things that I need to do different. But you definitely have to be okay with the fact that everything that you do is not going to work, and there will be failure, and you will have told people about these things that you're doing, and they're going to ask you about it, and you got to say, you know what, that didn't work. And you just got to keep it moving. Lesson number two is choose your business partner wisely. I have always said that choosing a business partner is like choosing a partner in marriage. And you need to understand the ins and outs of what works best for that business partner, what their work style is like, because you guys may have come up with an idea and it sounded great and you guys are friends or you guys are acquaintances and it may look good just on the surface, but you've got to go deep. You may need to go to business partner counseling before you actually enter into a business partnership, because it is a legally binding agreement. And it probably could be harder to get out of than some marriages. So you want to make sure that you have, I like to say, when you all are in love with each other at the beginning of that partnership, you want to lay out everything then so that in the event that it happens and it goes bad, you guys have gotten an operating agreement or you've gotten a partnership agreement that is in place so that you guys know what needs to happen when you all have fallen out of love. Lesson number 3 is not comparing your business journey to other businesses that either started the same time you started, and definitely not businesses that started 20 years ahead. So a lot of times when we're doing research or when I'm doing research, I tend to find businesses that I admire and I look at those businesses. And it can be easy to pick up on, oh, well, I want to be able to do this and I want to be able to do this in my business, but you're not there yet. You've got to, as they say, you've got to crawl before you walk. So make note of what you want to do when you're walking, but while you're crawling, enjoy that journey, embrace that journey, because it may make your walk look completely different. And so don't spend any time comparing your journey to someone else's journey. Lesson number 4 is social media and social media managers are not all created equal. This is one that still burns me to my core, especially social media managers and hiring the right social media managers. They're so different in what they do and how they do it and what's needed. Be really clear about what social media platforms that works best for your business, because all of them may not be a good fit for your business. It's been trial and error and lots of money has been spent. I have spent a lot of money on social media. And when I look at it, it wasn't the driver of my sales, especially with tall women. We're not concentrated in a particular area. I can't say I'm going to go here and that's where I'm going to find the most tall women. So I've had to play around with, the social media aspect of it. And I am now making the pivot to different social media platforms that are not Instagram, that are not Facebook. And it's definitely not TikTok, because I'm not getting on there. And I don't think that's the best for my business. I have identified that Pinterest and YouTube are the better options for my business, just because from an SEO perspective, that information is going to continually come up. So the content that I'm producing for those things, it will continue to be evergreen. It'll continue to live on. And it's not just, showing up in your feed one day, and then whether or not you saw it or not, I have no idea. So make sure you test out different social media platforms and social media managers before you spend a lot of money like I have. That's a whole nother video in itself, but I haven't gone to therapy on that one yet. So I'm not ready to share my social media manager bruises, scars. All right, so we are halfway there. I hope you are sticking with me and you have learned some things. So lesson number 5 is to go deep and not wide. What do you mean by that, Lameka? All right, so I have the lifestyle brand Hype Goddess. And when I first started, I didn't have a pair of jeans. I didn't have a pair of jeans that fit me well. All the ones that I tried on, they were either men's jeans or they just did not fit well. So I created Hype Goddess. I started out with jeans and they did so well. And people were like, oh, why don't you do this? And why don't you do that? Well, that led me to create maxi dresses, blouses, dress pants, and on and on. And I should not have done that. I realize that now, but and I go back and I look at, okay, which way should I have done? I definitely should have done the maxi dresses because that was something that I didn't have, and I loved maxi dresses, and that proved to be very good. So I should have stuck with jeans and maxi dresses, specifically the skinny jean and maxi dresses. That's probably where I should have stayed. However, I went to dress pants and blouses and those type of things. And the dress pants, they all sold very well, but it stretched me so thin in a company that was just starting. And then you have other things that come up, and it was just, I should have just stayed right there where I was. So that's what I mean by going deep versus going wide. Especially in a niche like tall women, we're not catered to by many brands at all. So for me, I was like, oh, I want to be able to have all the things, a clothing that a tall woman could want. And that is just not it. So I had to scale back and realize that that wasn't it. And I took a lesson from, I wish I had taken the lesson sooner, from Diane von Furstenberg. I never say her name right, so if it's wrong, please forgive me. Is she started with the wrap dress, and she did that wrap dress in different colorways and different prints. And that was her signature dress. And so I should have taken that lesson sooner than later. But if I were starting Hype Goddess over again today, I would start with that one item, which would be jeans, because that's what I wanted. It would particularly be a skinny jean, and I would go deep with that versus going wide and adding the other categories that I added to my business. Lesson number 6 somewhat ties into lesson number 1 about failure. All right, this was an epic failure. So as I am growing Hype Goddess, I sell direct to customer on the website. So hypegoddess.com. So because you want your site to come up in search engines, there was search engine optimization that had to be done. And so what I did was from a fellow business owner, got a referral to someone who had done some backlinks on their website. Well, I hired this person to do backlinks on my website, and let's just say it did not work out very well. The website ended up getting blacklisted by Google, and they did one of their panda or penguin updates. I don't have the right terminology, but they did an update. And so basically it blacklisted websites that had backlinks that were created that had nothing to do with the site that they were pointing to. And so as I was trying to figure that out, I learned all of this, in that backlinks had been created. And those backlinks got me blacklisted with Google. And so it was a crushing blow, because sales were going very well. And then all of a sudden one day they just stopped. The sales completely stopped. And I thought that it was oh, people don't like the designs that I have. Maybe that's what it is. That was more crushing than probably being blacklisted with Google. But it wasn't that people weren't didn't want to buy my items. It was the fact that they were not able to find me. And so a customer had reached out to me and she sent me an email and she said, hey, I'm trying to, find your website, but everything but your website is coming up. Your Facebook page is coming up. I think Instagram page is coming up. And she said, the different places that you've, done events and those kinds of things, that's coming up, but not your website. And so that led me, and literally, when I first heard it, I was just like, oh, she doesn't know. What is she talking about? Like, it's there. It's right here. And then I heard somebody else say it and somebody else said it. And I was like, wait a minute, I've got to pay attention to what's happening because the sales aren't coming in. Maybe these things are tied together. So I had to do some research, and that was what it was, is the website had gotten blacklisted, and that, it was crushing. I had to stop producing clothing, and I had to work on getting the website removed from this blacklist. And that was very, very, very expensive. And so, lesson number 6 is understand the type of marketing that you're doing, because it can go back to lesson number 1 and cause you to have an epic failure. Please hear me and hear me clearly. Do not quit your day job. Don't do it. Okay. So don't quit your day job. All right. So you are still riding with me. I appreciate that. We are now at lesson number 8. And that is to follow your gut. Follow your gut. You know what it is that you want it for your business. You know the goals that you have set up for it. So follow your gut. So when you come across something that doesn't feel right, you already know, no, that's not what I'm going to do. All right. Lesson number 9. When you get a no, it doesn't mean no forever. It just means no right now, especially if it's something that you want. Lesson number 10 that I've learned is a closed mouth does not get fed. So if you'll do me a favor and smash that subscribe button, because this lets YouTube know that you are interested in the content that I am producing, as well as it helps it push it into the algorithm for other entrepreneurs and business owners to find my videos. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And if there are any certain topics that you would like for me to cover, be sure to put it in the comment section, and I'll do my best to make those videos. So until next week, peace.